it's Derek here and it's time for a new video. Today we're going to talk about a few things that you need to consider before buying a new PC. So we all know, unfortunately, we are not able to buy all those i7 processors from Intel or the GTX 1080 graphic cards or whatnot. So let's think about something that we could use and we could buy that are affordable and you could still get the maximum kick out of it. So let's check from the part one. First and most important thing is, of course, and unfortunately, the budget. Now, you could get an $60 to $100 used extreme some kind of machine, but could you get a gaming PC that is brand new? Well, you could, but you have to save on some components and probably reuse them from your old PC if it's not too old. But you need to take in consideration your budget and go carefully through it with all the components you have. I don't know, you could get probably a new i5 processor or something more affordable like AMD, but then you need to get a better cooler because, well, we know what happens with the AMDs. And then you have motherboards because, well, you got a new processor, then you need a new motherboard, then you need new RAMs. But I don't know, maybe you could reuse your old hard drive or something like that. So that's part two. We have how to reuse old components. You have an older case, you could reuse it, maybe mod it without any expenses. You have a hard drive that can be reused. So now you already have some cash stored aside because you didn't spend anything on the hard drive, you didn't spend anything on the case, maybe a power supply if it's not some manufactured, I don't know, old power supply that came with the case. But if you have something like, I don't know, 450, 500 watts, maybe 550, that could be quite enough for at least 1060 or Radeon RX 470, 460. And I'm talking here about these graphic cards because they could fit in a budget with $800. Now, since you already saved like $150, why not use those $150 and buy an SSD with 120 gigs and boost the speed of your computer? That would be a very, very clever investment for the future and to notice the difference between your older PC and the new PC, because, well, if you don't get an SSD, you'll be still driving the old hard drive, and that won't make any difference from the past computer you had. But let's continue and check the third part. I know not all of you play video games or games for PC, but you need to take into consideration what is your purpose of your computer. Could it be, I don't know, photo editing, video editing, or you're just going to play games? Every single part of those three tasks that I mentioned use different components and different resources. I don't know, RAM and processor go more into video editing. Graphic card is the most resourceful for gaming and that kind of stuff. So after budget and after going through your old PC, check with yourself, of course, what is that PC going to be used for. So be careful, because this time when you choose your components, then it's going to be an upgrading afterwards if you change your mind. Of course, everybody games a little bit, but if you don't play AAA games, you don't need a high-end graphic card. But that continues to the next part, which, let's talk about how often will you or did you so far upgrade your PC. If you are constantly going to upgrade it throughout the years, each year something new, then you could go, as I said, old hard drive, older case, older power supply, and then after a year get a new hard drive, because this has already been used a lot and it's not that reliable. So after a year get something new if you could save up enough money to change. The best way to consider an upgrade in the future is if you go for a bit higher motherboard and I don't know, probably get 8 gigs of RAM and then after a year get more 8 gigs of RAM. You just have to pick the right components at the right time and make a smart choice from the beginning so your upgrades make sense after a while. But it's all up to you. Now let's go to the final thing and see what we have for the fifth thing that you need to consider while buying or upgrading your PC. What do you want your computer to look like? You have to remember you're going to look at it every single day, and when you turn it on you don't want to look at it and discuss, even though you're watching your monitors and doing all the stuff over there. But some people mod computers, some people put water cooling systems like I did, some people put just normal air cooled system, which is pretty awesome if you take good care of it. And what to do next? Should you mod your case? Should you color it? Should you buy a new case? If we're talking about saving up money for something else, the most easiest part is to mod it, which is just cutting it. It isn't just cutting parts, but you could arrange it as you wish. You could color it. The spray paints are very cheap and it don't take too much cash out of your budget, but it's all up to you. RGB lights and RGB fans, they're too expensive if you're on a low budget. If you're on somewhere medium, you could get just a RGB strip, LED strip or something like that, and that could be affordable and to make it look nice. The most easiest way to mod your case is to remove the side panel and put a big plexi window to look at the components from the inside. But hope this helped. Hope you got some insight with all my blabbering and talking about nonsense. But if you're still confused, you have my email down in the description. It's pc.crazy21@gmail.com, and I have a Facebook page where you can message me if you're not into emailing. So guys, thanks for watching again. PC Crazy, I'm Dario, and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.